I never imagined my own family would betray me like this, yet here I stand in the back of this suffocating courtroom, watching my father's face contort with rage as Mr. Jenkins reads grandfather's will. The mahogany-paneled walls seem to close in with each word, and the musty air grows thicker with tension. My cousin Sophie catches my eye from across the room, then quickly looks away. The Carter family ancestral home, including all contents and surrounding property, is hereby bequeathed to my granddaughter, Emma Carter. My heart pounds against my ribs. The room erupts in harsh whispers, a storm of disbelief and anger. Dad's neck flushes crimson as he whips around to glare at me. Uncle Jason grips his shoulder, but his own face betrays the same shock. This can't be right. Dad's voice cuts through the chaos. There must be some mistake. Mr. Jenkins adjusts his wire-rimmed glasses, unfazed. The will is quite clear, Mr. Carter. Your father was explicit in his wishes. I grip the back of the wooden bench, steadying myself. The room spins with fragments of memories, last summer's heated argument filtering through the study door as I stood frozen in the hallway. Grandfather's voice, usually so gentle, sharp with anger. I know what you're doing with the company, Robert. Did you think I wouldn't figure it out? Dad's response had been cold, calculated. You're an old man living in the past. Business isn't done your way anymore. Money laundering isn't business. Grandfather had shot back. It's criminal. The memory shifts to 3 months ago, just weeks before Grandfather's death. I'd found him in his study, surrounded by stacks of papers, his face gray with exhaustion. When I'd asked if he was okay, he'd gripped my hand with surprising strength. Promise me you'll protect it, Emma. The house, the legacy, all of it. Don't let them destroy everything I've built. I hadn't understood then. I do now. Emma. Dad's voice yanks me back to the present as he strides toward me, his expensive shoes clicking against the hardwood floor. We need to discuss this immediately. There's nothing to discuss. My voice comes out stronger than I feel. Grandfather made his choice. You don't understand what's at stake here. His words carry a threat beneath their surface. Uncle Jason hovers behind him, conflict etched in the lines around his eyes. The house needs to be sold. The market is perfect right now, and I have buyers lined up. Another memory flashes. Dad's construction company office late one night last month, voices carrying through the thin walls as I'd waited to drop off some paperwork. A man I didn't know speaking in urgent tones. The feds are starting to ask questions, Robert. We need that money cleaned, and we need it fast. My stomach churns. You mean your money laundering operation needs the cash? The words escape before I can stop them, quiet enough that only he and Uncle Jason can hear. Dad's face pales. Watch your mouth, he hisses. You have no idea what you're talking about. But I do. I've seen the signs for months. The mysterious meetings, the shell companies, the way money disappears and reappears through his construction projects. Grandfather saw it too. That's why he did this. The house isn't for sale. I straighten my spine, meeting his gaze. Not now, not ever. You ungrateful little... Dad lunges forward, but Uncle Jason pulls him back. Robert not here, Jason mutters, his eyes darting around the crowded courtroom. I step backward, my heel catching on the carpet. The other relatives watch with barely concealed interest, vultures waiting to see who'll draw blood first. The weight of their stares presses down on my shoulders. Miss Carter, Mr. Jenkins's voice cuts through the tension. There's one more stipulation. The property cannot be sold without your explicit written consent. Your grandfather was quite insistent on this point. Dad's jaw clenches so tight I can see the muscle jump. This isn't over, he growls, turning on his heel. Uncle Jason follows, but not before giving me one last look. Is it warning or sympathy in his eyes? I remain rooted to the spot as the room slowly empties, my mind racing. The house, grandfather's sanctuary, our family's legacy, he left it to me. Not to Dad, not to Uncle Jason, but to me. The responsibility settles heavy in my chest. As I gather my things, my hands trembling slightly, a question burns in my mind. How far will they go to seize what isn't theirs? The answer terrifies me, but I won't back down. Grandfather trusted me with this for a reason. Looking at the will in my hands, I know this is just the beginning. They won't stop until they get what they want, or until I stop them. And right now, I'm the only thing standing between them and everything Grandfather tried to protect. Tell me what you see. I lean forward in Olivia's office chair, my heart thundering as she examines the documents spread across her mahogany desk. The afternoon sun streams through floor-to-ceiling windows, catching dust motes that dance around us like tiny conspirators. Olivia adjusts her wire-rimmed glasses and holds the sale agreement under a digital scanner, her dark eyes narrowing. The pressure points are inconsistent. She taps the screen, zooming in on my supposed signature. See how the lines waver here? And here? She traces the air above two spots where the ink seems to hesitate. Your authentic signatures are more fluid. My stomach clenches as I compare the forged document to my driver's license signature. The forgery is too good. Someone spent serious money to make this happen. Dad's getting desperate. Desperate enough to commit fraud. Olivia's fingers fly across her keyboard, pulling up a digital analysis. Red markers highlight the discrepancies, damning evidence appearing in stark relief. This won't hold up in court. The house is still yours, Emma. Your grandfather made sure of that. A memory surfaces. Grandfather in his study, gripping my hand that last time. Promise me you'll protect it. Asterisk he knew. He must have known Dad would try something like this. Miss Martinez? Olivia's assistant appears in the doorway. Your 3 o'clock is here. Give me 5 minutes. Olivia gathers the documents into a folder, her movements precise and controlled. Emma, we have what we need to fight this. But you should know men like your father when they're backed into a corner. She lets the warning hang in the air. I nod, gathering my purse. I know. Thank you, Olivia. The cafe is nearly empty when I meet Sophie an hour later. She's chosen a corner table, far from the few other patrons. Her hands wrap around an untouched latte, knuckles white with tension. I got your text. She glances over her shoulder before continuing. About the forged documents? Dad's trying to force through a sale. I slide into the seat across from her, keeping my voice low. But that's not why I asked you here. I need to know what else you've seen, Sophie. What else you've heard. Color drains from her face. I shouldn't. Please. I reach across the table, stopping short of touching her trembling hands. You're the only one inside the company who might help me. I know you've noticed things. Sophie's eyes dart to the door again before she pulls out her phone. 2 weeks ago, I was working late. That Uncle Roberthy didn't know I was still there. I recorded this. She slides the phone across the table, an email displayed on the screen. My breath catches as I read. The message is coded, but clear enough. Timeline accelerated. Buyers expect clean transfer by end of month. Jay has arrangements in place for secondary processing asterisk. I is Uncle Jason. Sophie nods. There's more. Check the attachment. I open it, and my heart nearly stops. Account numbers. Shell companies. A complex web of transactions, all flowing through Dad's construction projects. The scale of it staggers me. Delete it, I whisper, pushing the phone back. Right now, and Sophie. I meet her eyes. Be careful. Don't let them know you've seen this. She nods, fingers shaking as she erases the evidence. What are you going to do? I think of the house, of Grandfather's study filled with papers I haven't had time to go through, of his last desperate warning. There's something in the house, I say slowly, pieces clicking into place. Something he left for me to find. That's why Dad's pushing so hard to sell it now. Emma. Sophie's voice drops even lower. I got an email yesterday, anonymous. It said there's proof in the house, hidden somewhere. She swallows hard. Proof of everything. My mind races. Grandfather was meticulous, always 3 steps ahead. He wouldn't have left me defenseless against this. The house itself must hold the key evidence that could stop Dad's operation cold. I stand, my chair scraping against the floor. I have to go. Be careful, Sophie calls after me, fear threading through her words. Uncle Robert, he's not just desperate. He's dangerous. The drive home is a blur of strategy and memory. As darkness falls, I park in the garage and slip into the house through the kitchen door. The study waits upstairs, shadowy and still. Somewhere in this room, Grandfather left his final weapon against betrayal. I just have to find it. On a dusty shelf, his laptop sits untouched since his death. My hands tremble as I lift it, power it on. Sophie's warning echoes in my head. Asterisk, he's dangerous. Asterisk, but so is the truth in somewhere in this house. That truth is waiting to be found. The anonymous email Sophie forwarded glows on the screen. I read it again, slower this time, parsing each cryptic line. Check the heart carved in the garden wall. Count 3 stones up, 2 across. The drawer that never opened he kept the key behind the loose brick. Asterisk. My pulse quickens. The carved heart, I remember it from childhood. Initials etched by some long-ago Carter. And grandfather's study drawer, the one he'd always kept locked. I'd assumed he'd taken its secrets to his grave. I grab a notepad, transcribing the message with trembling fingers. Each detail seems deliberately placed. A breadcrumb trail grandfather designed for me to follow. The carved heart would lead to the key, and the key. A floorboard creaks somewhere in the house. I freeze, finger hovering over the print button. The sound came from downstairs, too heavy to be settling wood. Someone else is here. Quickly, I hit print and close the laptop. The printer whirs to life, too loud in the silence. I snatch the paper, fold it, and slip it into my pocket. Another creak, closer now. Footsteps on the stairs. My heart hammers against my ribs as I edge toward the study door. One question burns in my mind, urgent and terrifying. What evidence did grandfather hide that's worth breaking in to find? The footsteps reach the landing. I kill the desk lamp and press myself against the wall, praying the darkness is enough to hide me. Tomorrow I'll follow grandfather's trail of clues. But first, I have to survive tonight.